I actually think I would get long here on this. As it's come up and it's done a 50% pullback. It's gone past that actually, and if it pulls back and breaks higher, I think that's a good. It's just a really good sweep lower. It's kind of nerve-wracking getting in on this volatility a little bit, but I like it to the long side as potential of just a sweep lower, and then we push higher. I think I'm pretty much just gonna have my stop below this. Yeah, this is hard. Maybe I should have waited for a little bit more of a pullback, but or a close on this. That's kind of my nerves talking there. But really, what I was looking for was a pullback and then a quick spike lower, and then I think a shoot higher. Because again, I think this could just sweep back pretty quickly. And if I waited much longer, maybe I could have waited to get long on the high of this candlestick and see how this reacts. But again, it's just, you're just nickel and diming at that point and going back and forth. So my bias is big picture is to the upside, and this is just kind of a sweep lower. I could get sweeped out. I could get knocked out just because it could pull back and then do an actual like larger 5-minute pullback and then go higher. Well, hopefully this doesn't take as agonizingly long as my gold trade yesterday, but that's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna move my stop up a tiny bit just to the lows of this. I think at this point, if it pulls back, it's gonna knock me out, and I might as well just put my risk where I actually would like it. And I think it looks good. So I think just kind of waiting to see. The initial, I'd probably move my stop to break even when it breaks this as a high, but it could definitely come up here and retest this in terms of a bigger picture swing, looking at, because this is really a micro pullback. In terms of bottoming, this move right here makes total sense. So even if it comes up to here, I might not move to break even if I think the big picture bias is still really looking good. I think if it does come up here, I think holding through a pullback like that it makes a lot of sense. So until then, I think it's got to be just hold on, wait, and let it do its thing. And the ES and NASDAQ are just grinding higher here. They've just gone into insane slumber. Even on a 5-minute, it's kind of just looks like it's doing a pullback and continuing higher. So it's at the 9 o'clock reversal, 90 minutes after the market opens timing. So, we could get a final spike here. I think what I need to see here is a final spike higher and then a pullback and then a lower high. Something showing that there's movement going. And until then, just letting it play out. But if it keeps going higher, I don't know, gold seems to be following that a little bit. So if I'm in long gold and it goes up, it's totally fine by me with one trade. Again, I want to see this come up here and I want to hold through a pullback here. So I'm going to just kind of let this do what it needs to do. And so while we wait for this, NinjaTrader is having a $400,000 demo trading tournament. I kid you not, there is $400,000 up for grabs. And so I highly recommend, if you're new to NinjaTrader or you have an account, you can sign up. It's completely free and you're demo trading. So you're literally potentially making real money. I think the grand prize is up to $100,000 with literally zero risk. So it's almost silly to not sign up. You can sign up through this QR code or the link below. Okay, definitely some whipsaws here on gold. That's kind of spooky, but held through the pullback I want, and that's what I'm looking for. So again, just gotta hold on. I'm always out of breath when I come back because I just ran up the stairs. NASDAQ and ES, I think they're just gonna chop around. I'm not really interested. I think I'm just going to sit in gold. Unless they really start making some kind of move, I'm just going to kind of let them do their thing. Dang, so I had a break even, or not a break even, a loss on that. I really thought that pullback was going to look good. Looking at NASDAQ and ES, that's still a nice... This looks better on the NASDAQ, honestly. It's a nice high and a lower high. I think it looks better on the NASDAQ. I would like to see, essentially it come here, see how this test looks, and then potentially get in on a lower high short. This was a pretty nice signal here, but obviously I wasn't here. I'm nervous, but I do really want to get short. I want to see how this candle finishes forming, and then I think I'll get short on a break of it. I really wish my stop was a little wider. Potentially just getting short at the lows here, but also I think it just has good potential to just rip lower. 7 contracts. Holy shit, I almost accidentally did 7. That would have been not a good time. I like this on a 5-minute. I like just using that 1 minute as an entry signal, and a 5-minute looks really good. The ES hasn't rolled over yet, which is a little concerning. But I also think the NASDAQ might be leading this. So I'm just going to go, you know, put this down here at 3x and go walk away for a couple minutes because there's nothing I can do for right now. Oof, ES doesn't look good. So this is kind of what I was worried about. ES is just climbing up, and that's dragging the NASDAQ. The thing is, though, here, if the ES does roll over, NASDAQ's going to roll over hard. But it just seems unlikely. Did I just force it a little bit? Hard to know. Because I think this looks really good on a 5-minute for the NASDAQ. But I got to be aware that, you know, the ES is, if the ES is leading, it's not going to let the NASDAQ sell off.